You guys, last year was not a great year for immigrants in Canada at all. Okay, the government has implemented several changes in policies, and they are not done. Okay, changes started in 2024 and it has followed us into 2025. Okay, so let's talk about it.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, think you're something.
Hi, my name is Natasha, an immigrant in Canada who has been here since 2019. And you're watching Tasha Yoks. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and giving me audience to talk about all these changes that's going on in Canada. So first of all, let's talk about why these changes. So the government has realized that they've brought too many people into the country. Unemployment rate has gone up, has increased exponentially. Canadians are complaining that the immigrants are taking their jobs, so Canadians can't find work, immigrants can't find work. So okay, they are bringing in professionals into these countries. They give them points as professionals to get into the express entry and come into this country, and still they come with those skills, experiences, and worth of knowledge, and they still can't find jobs. Okay, so you find professionals like lawyers, doctors, accountants that cannot find jobs, so their last resort is to do Uber. So now they're Uber drivers. I've met a lot of Uber drivers that are like qualified to do like proper jobs, but because they can't find jobs in the system, they tend to do Uber driving because they have to survive somehow in Canada. Also, in the past, we have a friend that has been here for like 8 to 10 years. He told us that in the past, employment agencies used to call people that there are jobs, so like they need workers, right? But now you go to the employment agencies for them to help you find jobs, and they tell you that there are no jobs. We've been to several employment agencies and they're like, you know what, let us be honest with you, there are no jobs, but if something comes up, we will call you. So like there's a long queue of people that are just waiting for the employment agencies to call them to go do jobs, like in these warehouse jobs and stuff. Even these warehouse jobs used to be easy to get, but now even that is very, very difficult to do. So international students are not getting jobs to sustain themselves, and some of them have become homeless as well. So all these social and economic problems that the country Canada is facing, pushed the government to come up with all these policies in efforts to balance immigration levels, okay, and then see if they can solve all the societal issues that's going on. But so yeah, these are some of the reasons that brought about the changes. If I missed any of the reasons, please put it in the comment section. Okay, so now let's talk about the changes. So they're going to cap the number of study permits that they will be approving to international students. They will be capping them for 2 years. So they aim to reduce all the approved study permits by 35% in 2024. So they put these caps based on the population of provinces, right? So if you're a bigger province like Ontario, your percentage is gonna be high. The number of reduction in approved study permits will be higher than the less populated provinces. So when you're choosing your school, if you're a newcomer, you want to come to Canada, try and see if you can go to a school in a less populated area, because they will have lower number of rejections than the highly populated provinces just like Ontario. So see if you can go somewhere else, basically. So as of November 1st, 2024, PGWP now has a field of study requirements. It didn't used to have that. So for now, before they will give you a PGWP, even if you go to a DLI, DLI is a designated learning institution. So those are the schools that when you graduate from, you can get a PGWP, and the PGWP is the postgraduate work permit. So that is a work permit for after graduation that allows you to work full-time in Canada. So now they're saying that they want to focus on the areas of study where there's shortage of labor. So they are focusing on giving PGWP to those doing any programs in STEM, agriculture, healthcare, and the trades. So the trades like carpentry, plumbing, construction, and all of that. So be mindful when you are picking programs to do here. If you do anything else, any other course that does not fall within these four categories, you will not get a PGWP after graduation. So be mindful of that. Anywhere else, if you're coming here to do those business courses, I'm sorry, you would not get PGWP. And now you need to also prove English proficiency. Previously, they were not taking any IELTS for PGWP, but now they're asking for IELTS. You need to prove that you can speak, write, understand English, and they need you to get a CLB score of at least 7. So keep that in mind, okay? So another change they've come up with is no more flagpoling. Flagpoling is basically when people are at the end of their current status and they can't wait for IRCC to process their new status. So let's say you were on student permits and you're waiting for your PGWP. So they use the opportunity to go through the US border. When you're coming back into Canada, they have to process your new status there for you right away. So you either get your PGWP. So yeah, people were doing that to make the process faster to get their new documents. So now they've put an end to that. No more flagpoling. So yeah, so in the past also, when you're applying for a student visa, a study permit, they asked for proof of funds. You need to have I think it was 10,000 Canadian dollars in your account or your sponsor's account aside your school fees. So aside from your school fees, you should have 10,000 Canadian dollars in your account to prove that you can really take care of yourself when you come here as a student. So that 10,000 requirement has now been increased to 20,000 Canadian dollars. So if you are coming as a student, they need either your sponsor or you to have 20,000 Canadian dollars in your account, proving that you can take care of yourself when you come here as a student. And this is because the cost of living has increased exponentially here. Things are expensive. The rent prices are astronomical right now. Okay, rent is super expensive, groceries are expensive, everything is expensive. Okay, let's be honest. So yeah, they increased the proof of funds requirements basically for students coming in. So there's been some changes when it comes to spousal open work permits. In the past, when you're a student in Canada, you can apply for your spouse to also come into Canada on a work permit, on an open work permit, to work while you school. So the work permit is usually given for the number of years that you remain a student. If your program in school is for 2 years, your spouse is going to get a work permit for 2 years. If your program is 8 months, your spouse is going to get a work permit for 8 months. That it was like that. So in the past, that's what you could do. But now, as of March 19, 2024, it is only when you are enrolled in a master's or a doctorate program for at least 16 months before your spouse will be eligible to receive this work permit to come into Canada and work. So if you're doing a master's or doctorate program that is less than 16 months, your spouse is not eligible to get this. If you're doing a diploma, your spouse is not eligible to get this. If you're doing a degree, bachelor's, your spouse is not eligible to get this. In the past, they could get it even if you are a diploma student, a degree, a bachelor student. But now they're focusing it on masters and doctorate for programs at least 16 months of duration. So keep that in mind. So overall, they plan to reduce the influx of immigrants into the system, into Canada. Basically, they want to reduce the numbers from 485,000 in 2024. They want to reduce it to 395,000 in 2025, and then in 2027 they will target to bring only 365,000 immigrants into the country. Another change they've also done is they've put a stop to the parents and grandparents sponsorship. In the past, now everything is in the past, but yeah, if you're a permanent resident, you could sponsor your parents or your grandparents, and they also get their permanent residence, and they can come and live here, work here, and do everything like that. But now they've put a pause on it, and they want to take care of all the applications that are already in their inventory or in their system, and then maybe they would resume. Okay, so another change is, right now you might think, or some of us might think that, oh, all these changes really do not affect us, right? But they're also planning to introduce a legislative amendment, right, to cancel, suspend, or change immigration documents and applications in their inventory if they see that there's any like fraudulent intent behind these applications, or if they see that this is what they need to do for the best interest of people in the country. So you might think that you are safe, but you just be there. You have your PR or you have your PGWP already. You just be there like, oh my god, I nearly passed all these changes, and they will call you back and be like, we saw a bit of a glitch, or a bit of some mistake in the documents you used to apply for the permit you have right now. So come and prove something. I actually heard in the grapevine that a few people that have PR were called back. They received a letter from IRCC to come and explain some things. So now they're bringing this legislative amendment. They can be able to cancel your visa, they can be able to cancel your your permit, and if your application is already in and they're not done yet, they are being very, very strict. They're keeping close watch on things. So any simple mistake you make in your application could go against you. So now, like, everybody is anxious. I know I am, but it's only human that I'm also anxious. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to happen. Right now, every immigrant in Canada is anxious, like, what's going on? Is my time here in Canada over? Do I need to go home? And now it's not even just immigrants that are fed up with the Canadian economic situation. Even Canadians are leaving Canada. Okay, I've seen so many people that are vlogging or telling their story that they're leaving Canada. There's this Nigerian lady that I know that used to share a lot about immigration and stuff like that, and she just posted that she's leaving Canada after 10 years of being here. I've not really watched the video, but yeah, she's leaving. A lot of people are leaving, but while a lot of people are leaving, a lot of people are also coming. So I don't know, just if you're coming to Canada, do your research very well. Know what you want to do. Know how the perfect route to take to come in here, and make up your mind. When you're coming, come very prepared, because the economic situation is very bad. Everything is expensive. So if you're coming, come prepared. A lot of students came here and now they're homeless. They can't feed themselves and all that. So make sure that if you're making a decision to come here, really research and see what province you really want to go to, what province you think is going to help you achieve your dreams, because now a lot of people have lost their dreams because of what is going on in the country. Okay, so plan very well. Make sure you have money. Okay, make sure you have money. make sure you're choosing the right programs if you're coming as a student. Make sure you have something to do with your hands so that when you come, you can, use your hands to get some money if you're not finding any office jobs or any jobs in general. Okay, so yeah, if I missed any of the changes that have been made, kindly put it in the comment section. Let's get interactive. What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you think about the situation in Canada? If you've been in Canada, if you're a newcomer in Canada, what has been your experience so far? Let us know in the comment section. If you're an old immigrant in Canada, please let us know. If you have any advice for the newcomers, or like what do you have to tell us, let us know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Think you're something